Hello Pokemon lovers and welcome to a brand new episode of Rating All Pokemon, where we always rate some Pokemon every fucking week. Today we have some interesting Pokemon. I would say that it gets better after this. This one's alright, but it's not the best group of boys, but they're alright. So let's just begin, shall we? Today we're starting out with number 577, Solosis. Solosis is what I'm gonna go with. Solosis is known as the Cell Pokemon, and that is pretty much what it is. It's a Cell Pokemon. It is a cell. It looks like a cell. It is a cell, but not the cool one from Dragon Ball. Just the ones that are in your body that we all need to live. It has a little thing on its head which resembles the, now I am not a biologist so I have to read this, the reticulum, no, it resembles the endoplastic reticulum of a cell. What is it? I don't know, it's something at least. And it is a psychic Pokemon. It uses psychic powers to communicate with other Soloses and its brothers, and that's what it does. That's it. That's all. Now, they are enveloped in a special type of liquid thing, which makes it possible for them to survive in any circumstance, any weather, any type of environment, which is useful. Kind of reminds me of a cell. Not all cells, some cells. So, like I said, Solosis is based on a cell. It could be any cell, but it's just a cell. I'm gonna read this up again because, again, not a biologist, don't know anything about cells. The head represents the nucleus and the cytoplasm is around it. I know what that is, cytoplasm. That reminds me of ectoplasm. Anyway, and it has a cleavage furrow in its little head, which is a thing that cells have. Solosis' name comes from solo, as in singular, and mitosis, which is the stage where a cell is about to separate. I do know that, but it's not separated just yet. But then again, the next Pokemon is the mitosis Pokemon. Not this one, this is just a cell. And I give it a 4 out of 5, only because I think it looks kind of cute. At level 32, Solosis evolves into Duosion. Is that it? Yes, Duosion, which is known as the mitosis Pokemon, which I mentioned earlier. You can see that it's kind of starting to separate itself. There's a little bit hanging out at the top, and it looks cuter. It has arms now, that's good. It has 2 brains, which is also kind of interesting. Now, these 2 brains work separately, so sometimes it will be seen trying to do 2 separate things at the same time, which doesn't work. You cannot run left and also run right at the same time. But when these brains do work together, which is occasionally it happens, it has very strong psychic powers. So Duosion is based on mitosis, which is the stage in between the separation of the cells. That's why it kind of looks separated, I suppose. Its name comes from duo, as in 2, and fission, or division, and that makes sense, I guess. I do like Duosion's look. Apart from that, I mean, there's nothing much to tell about it, so again, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. At level 41, Duosion evolves into Reuniclus, known as the multiplying Pokemon. Now you can tell that it has become a fully developed creature, and it has arms now, it has ears, it has some type of body, and it's definitely a thing. It's a thing, and it has fingers. Now, Reuniclus has very powerful arms, hands, and when it clasps hands with other Reuniclus, it becomes a very, very powerful psychic union. Psychic powers and a union. Very strong, boys. Now again, Reuniclus resembles a cell. It might also have something like the arms kind of look like a volume control, you know, like the little things, which makes sense when you think about the amplifying of the power, but I think it's a little bit far-fetched. And it also resembles a homunculus. Now, homunculus is something that I mainly know from Full Metal Alchemist. Very sad. But homunculus is a kind of creature that creates a human, kind of, and so does a cell, and it has these protrusions that Reuniclus also has, and it can amplify power. So that was a lot. So Reuniclus's name comes from reunite and homunculus, so it must be based on that. Okay, I'm gonna give Reuniclus a 5 out of 5, but that's only because I think it looks really cool. I don't know why. Next up is number 580, Ducklet. Now, let me start out with the fact that I love the word ducklet. I like to call puppies puplets. I call my hamster Hamlet. Everything that ends with lut, down. I love it. Great time. Well, Ducklet is a duck, pretty much. It's a duck, and it lives in the water. It can spray water around with its mouth, and it's a duck. It's a duck. Now, Ducklet is known as the water bird Pokémon, and it is based on a duck, but also a little bit on a swan. It's just a duck, isn't it? It has a plumage on its body that resembles a swim ring, and apart from that, it's a duck. 3 out of 5. At level 35, Ducklet evolves into Swanna, and now that is where the good shit happens, kind of, I guess, because first of all, Swanna is definitely just a swan, but the fact that it turns into a swan may refer to the story of the ugly duckling turning to a beautiful swan. Now, I wouldn't say Ducklet is ugly, but, you know, I get it. Now, Swanna, see, I'm just calling it a swan now. Now, Swanna is basically a swan. It does look like a ballerina from, hey, Swan Lake. Wow, that is cool. Swanna can fly thousands of miles, kilometers without resting, and in the evening, when the sun is starting to set, it dances around with its Swanna friends, and then in the center of the dance is the big Swanna group leader of the Swan pack. Now, Swanna is based on a swan, and like I said before, the ugly duckling and the Swan Lake Odette. Is that the one? Odette, the Swan Lake main character, kind of looks like that. I give Swanna a 4 out of 5. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this weird episode with weird Pokemon that just don't really make much sense to me, or probably you, but you know, we gotta rate them all. So that's what we're doing. I'll see you again next week. I hope you have a lovely day, week, year, and please watch my videos. I'm begging you. Goodbye.